United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a quorum, and we'll call the meeting to order. Everyone had a chance to review the agenda?
Yes.
No changes.
No changes. We have
I'll
a
move to
motion,
approve the agenda.
we have a motion by Chris, seconded by Dina to approve the agenda. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have the consent agenda. I believe this month, Chris, it was you who had the opportunity to meet with Karen.
Yeah, there's nothing real out of the ordinary on it this time. You got the final payment to DW Zenzer on there. Those final payments are on there, but that's really the only thing big.
Okay.
But, and you got the final payment also for the gym floor repair on there. Otherwise, it's your standard monthly stuff.
Anything else on minutes or financial report this month? Okay, we have a motion. So moved.
I'll second it.
A motion by Jeff, seconded by Chris to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have what's going well. Elementary. We have an attachment from Tracy this time.
It's that book fair. Wanted to share the Operation Book Blast was a success. They sent home 692 books to families to help build their home libraries and collected $9,516 in contributions from community members.
Awesome. Thank you, Tracy. All right, high school, middle school.
Good evening, everybody. How we doing?
Good.
Very good. Don't want to take a lot of your time, but do just want to touch on a couple things in regards to high school, middle school activities, with some postseason achievements and accolades from our student athletes, and then this week just talk about a couple of events that are coming up that I know our students would appreciate the support from everyone here and everyone listening as well, because they do a lot of work behind the scenes and put in a lot of long hours too that sometimes don't get recognized like they should. But tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the high school, middle school gymnasium, we will be hosting our annual Veterans Day program. And once again, public is invited to join and welcome, celebrate that. And then tomorrow evening, our FFA degree raising ceremony will take place at 6 p.m. in the high school, middle school. And as we move through the week, this week, Thursday, we open up our junior high basketball schedule. 7th grade boys basketball will be at home. 8th grade boys basketball will be on the road. And then Friday and Saturday, our high school fall musical will take place at the Rialto. That will be 7 p.m. both Friday and Saturday night. Like I said, those students also put in a lot of time and effort, and led by Miss Lee Rosato, I know would appreciate the support and attendance at that. So just a couple events from fine arts things that our students would really appreciate to see everyone there. Now moving forward to some accolades and awards that some of our team members received this fall. First of all, our football team, we had several athletes that were honored for some performances, and these were voted on at the all-district football meeting a couple weeks ago. Adam Marsh and Carson Wheelander were first-team offensive members. Both of those student athletes are sophomores. Second-team offense, Blake Bunda, sophomore. Xander Small, sophomore. Christian Valenzuela, a senior. Second-team defense, Caden Fulkerth, senior. Honorable mention, we were lucky enough to have 3 individuals honored in that regard. That was Jack Gurtis, a senior. Kellen Kincaid, a senior. And Logan Shiflett, another senior. A special recognition award, which is also voted on by the coaches at the all-district meeting. Carson Wheelander, a sophomore, was voted on and selected as the special teams player of the year in the district for his efforts this fall on the football field. So I just want to congratulate those student athletes on their achievements this fall in football. Moving on, still within football, probably something that we really enjoy to see, most importantly, is academically these students succeeding in the classroom and their efforts be recognized. So to qualify, a student athlete must be a sophomore, junior, senior, and have achieved a 3.5 GPA or higher at the end of the previous school year. And so Colin Dreeth, senior, Jack Gertis, senior, Lincoln Johnson, a senior manager, Cassie Kakacek, a junior cheerleader, Kellen Kincaid, senior, Blake Bunda, sophomore, Isaiah Dolan, sophomore, Gabe Halligan, sophomore, Adam Marsh, sophomore, Xander Small, sophomore, and Carson Wheelander all received the distinct honor of earning academic all-district during this past football season. So congratulations to those individuals as well. And then lastly, our volleyball program, Elena Kakacek was recognized as a third team member in the Twin Lakes Conference on the all volleyball team. So congratulations to Elena. Once again, congratulations to all of our student athletes and coaches on a successful fall season. We're just starting to get underway in the winter sports. So once again, we'd love to see everyone support our programs and coaches and students throughout the upcoming months. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's really exciting. It's amazing.
Ms. Matt.
All right. I told you I was going to be back this month, and by golly, I am. So here we go. Actually, so I came across a funding opportunity from Iowa Select, the Deb and Jeff Hansen Foundation, or Jeff and Deb. I'm flipping it. Deb and Jeff Hansen Foundation. They do a program. You've probably seen where they do the pork loin distribution around the different communities, and Pocahontas County is one that qualifies. Where if you have some kind of plan, basically, they will go through and provide 4 cases of pork loin, which would feed up to 800 people, and $500 in funding to go through and provide some kind of meal. And so I talked to Mrs. Axman with her FBLA group, Mr. Waller with FFA, and Ms. Coster with HOSA, I had to think about it, sorry, to team up and provide a dinner the night of our winter programs. And so serving from roughly 4:30, 5 o'clock to about 7. That way each of the 5th and 6th grade parents, the middle school and the high school have an opportunity to come in, and it's a free meal that we will be providing to the public on the night of those programs. So kind of a cool opportunity for us to go through and share and give back to our community, and hopefully bring in some people for our programs as well. So that's all I wanted to share. I was excited with that one.
Thank you.
We have FFA too.
That's great.
Hi, we are Maddie Orange and Dakota Mumford. We are freshmen who got the opportunity to go with several other schools from our area on different ag tours into the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis at the Colt Stadium. And we are here to share some of the exciting highlights of ours. So I had 2 favorite tours with me there. My first favorite tour was the dairy. We got to visit the Fair Oaks Dairy, and it was my favorite tour because I loved seeing all the animals and learning about the 2 different ways they can milk cows now. And my second favorite tour was the Kendrick Forest Service. I loved seeing all the different types of trees they had and all the different machinery that they have to use to turn the trees into logs. And I also love to getting to walk through all of the different rooms to see all of the different things that they get to see in all their work days.
I had 2 favorite tours too. My favorite were the same as hers. My first favorite was the Kendrick Forest Service because I loved to see how they made their original handmade cupboards and cabinets. And the dairy, we got to see how they milk the cows step by step.
And then we have slides.
Mr. Bully, do you have those slides?
I do, and I can send them to the board.
Or do you want to present them on the project them?
I don't care.
Up to you.
If they wanna
We
see-
would
we have
rather get to
pictures
hear
on
from
it,
them.
Yeah, they would rather hear from
Yeah,
you than
yeah.
anything. I can send them the slides at any
Well, we
time.
have the pictures on them.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we could project it, just with the pictures.
While you get that ready, I have a question. What are the two ways that they milk the cows?
So, they have, it's the.
Merrill Rock?
Yeah, the
Carousel.
merry-go-round is what they call it, so as they go
Rotary.
around, they milk them in.
Okay.
They get a
They
fun way to ride around while getting milk. They say.
And then the other way is they have,
Up to me, or I don't.
it's a robot doing it, so it's one cow at a time.
It's yours though.
And the cow comes in by itself when it's ready. Those
When we
places
were there at
amaze
the tour, there was a line of cows waiting to get milked.
Wait,
They get like a special treatment there, don't they? Or something,
Yeah, they
sometimes?
also want the release.
If you showed somebody 100 years ago that they would
Right.
make a stall where your cow just stepped in to get
Just
milk.
stepped in and the robot knows
So did you
what
get to
cow
watch
it
any
is.
of them calve
They keep
while
a
you were
record-
there?
they keep a
Yeah,
record.
Because they actually have a calving arena. I've been to Fair Oaks, so I know what you're talking about.
I thought we were something like that they.
You
So,
want me to change the slide, just tell me.
okay, so this is the 2025 National Convention. So this theme of the year was Empower, and it was the 98th National Convention, and then that's a picture of all the 4 kids that got to go to the convention, in front of the Colt Stadium where it gets held. in Indianapolis.
So Kendrick
Wait,
Forest
sorry.
was actually known for the largest sawmill in Iowa. It's like the majority of the logs is processed through sources of within 500 miles radius, 150 radius in factory, which ensures the uniform color with growth rings and trees. The popular trees in the woods was walnut, but they also have white oak, red oak, ash, maple, and elm from at Kendrick's Forest Farm.
So the reason why they stay within 100 miles of a radius that they told us was because, like they said, they know what the growth ring is, and like, when they said when they get farther, they don't really know like what they're all doing with the trees, like if they do things with it. So the next one. So this is FarmTech. FarmTech provides a wide range of products and supplies for the agricultural and construction industries. So the company manufactures and distributes a large section of items including greenhouse, fabrics, structures, and various farming equipment. FarmTech grows plants like strawberries, cherry tomatoes, and lettuce, etc. in the greenhouse and they make and sell them. So the top picture is the lettuce of like different stages of the lettuce growth, and then the bottom one are the cherry tomatoes. Next slide, please.
You got it.
I always get it wrong. Okay, so I can't pronounce the actual title. I always get it wrong, so I'm just gonna say the nursery. I always call it Kikiki. It's over 2,050 acres. They grow tens of thousands of trees every year. They grow maple, dogwood, strawberries, and birches each year. And we got to see how the different stages and what takes the step to grow it too.
So that like one with like the machinery is they're digging into the ground and taking out all the roots and wrapping them in wire, and so they're getting them ready to sell. So they're wrapping them in wire and this like cool cotton thing, and then tying it. We gotta watch them tie it in. And then they use this thing to tie in the wire so that it all stays impacted together. Next slide, please. So this is the Fair Oaks Dairy. The Fair Oaks Dairy gets 300,000 gallons of milk per day. Fair Oaks Farms have approximately 36 cows, and they are the largest dairy operation. They're the largest dairy operation located in Northwest Indiana, and Fair Oaks Dairy has 27,000 pigs as part of an operation. So
That's
the
the
bottom.
something.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the top one is
The machine.
the
And the
robot.
cows actually get special treatment. So in the top corner, that's actually a massager for the cows.
like scratches.
Yeah.
Next slide, please.
Firm Lab. The lab was recognized for the Prairie Land landscape, which is home to the herd of bison. Fermi Land is famous for being a leading particle physics laboratory in the United States. Fermi Land covers 6,800 land of acreage.
So the farm lab, it used to be on the land that they have. It used to be like they had farmhouses, and they moved all the farmhouses into like this little village, and they actually have like the different scientists that like come to farm lab actually stay in those houses. And then we can go back. Then we'll wait for the next one. So yeah, then you can keep on that one. So. At the national convention, we got to listen to Eric Jackson talk to us about getting out of our comfort zones and stop listening to the haters. So as he put the haters, he quotes it as having attitude towards everyone reaching success. So when he quotes about us getting out of our self-limiting box and just go and let them be us. Just go and be ourselves. There are also a lot of other vendors that showed us like different agricultural products and ideas, as well as different ag career options.
Also at the convention, we also got to go through the colleges, so we can learn about different opportunities for different colleges. And I walked through, and I wanted to be a welder when I grew up, so I was trying to find some colleges that would have a welding degree, and I found actually a college that I could sit down and talk to about my welding degree and what I would get, how much I would get paid and all that. So it was a good idea. It was good to walk through the college classes so you can see what your future would look like. And there's other colleges for like agriculture and like other stuff, for like farming and all that stuff.
So and then on the different tours, we also got to learn about all the different things like how they were made and how they're found. So we, the FFA, just wanted to thank you for supporting us and letting us go on this trip and experiencing all the different tours in the convention. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Anything else from the high school, middle school?
That's it. Great job.
Good job, ladies.
No need to be nervous.
We definitely made
You did great.
too, so that was fun. One of you asked that
Yeah,
question.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was that lady. Too.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, next, what's going well district?
Just wanted to let you know, at the end of October, asked all the staff members in the district to nominate anyone they felt was going above and beyond their duties, to present them with the staff of the moment. And people, why the staff of the moment? Because I firmly believe that we have to continue to grow. It's a moment in time, but we have to build on that. I don't want people to get complacent. And so we had 4 individuals that received nominations from multiple people. Candace Brinkman, who's a special education teacher at the high school. Judd Nielsen, who's a first grade teacher. Terry Samuelson, who's an instructional coach at the elementary. And then Phil Trimble, who's our director of technology. They were selected as staff of the moment. And we did put something out. I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, but it was just a way to honor those individuals. It's something that we're going to try to do every quarter. To me, it's as important. Those people that were selected, it says a lot about individuals wanting to nominate someone. I think that's really the culture that we want. We want to recognize people for doing things that are extraordinary. And it's great when we give each other that recognition, especially as we get into the winter months, with the weather coming up, it can be a grind. So just really was happy with how that turned out, just something positive, and it was something that the teachers told me that they wanted when they went through my expectations at the beginning of the year.
That's great.
Appreciate that to all four, Ms. Brinkman, Mr. Nielsen, Ms. Samuelson, and Mr. Trimble. Okay, next we have public communication. We had one person sign up.
Okay. Can I approach the
Yes.
bench?
Yes,
Okay.
I think you probably, it's nice for morning.
It's nice to finally be.
Hello, there you go. Thank you. Yep. There you go.
This is a lot of information.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna not worry about the time, because I can probably talk forever, but I will be
I think a
conscientious
second
of
one
it.
for Dustin.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Compliments of the Pocahontas Hospital, the copies. Okay, so I am here to talk to you about bereavement. I've had a really good opportunity to talk to Mr. Boley and Andrea both. I've been trying really hard to figure out how I wanted to start this out. And I can't figure it out, and so I'm just ad-libbing. So if I am stumbling, that's probably why, because I have a million things I want to say, but I'm gonna make it short. As you all probably know, I, along with Misty and a lot of people, have lost a parent of our kids. Shoot. It's a rough start.
That's all right. I'll try with you.
Already there.
So, in saying that, we've had the unfortunate opportunity to go through the process with our kids' bereavement and, how it makes the kids feel, and maybe some opportunity where the school can maybe help a little bit more for these families that are going through this. So obviously our reasoning is personal, and it's clear, and I'll be prefaced with the fact that we've all encountered grief at some point. And so I am acknowledging that, and it's hard no matter what. But just with the experience that I've had, and I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I believe that maybe it's just a common thread, is that there's some things where the school could maybe improve on to help the kids and the families through this process. And it's at no fault of anybody. It's just the facts of the matter is if you haven't had to go through it with a child in your school, you don't notice the shortfallings, and you don't notice maybe where there's something that can be improved. So in saying that, I have so much research here. I want to present the idea of making our school, and honestly our entire Twin Lakes Conference, I want to motivate and have support from everybody to make our school a grief support school initiative accredited school. It's a program that I found through the New York Life, that is the life insurance company. They founded this initiative, and basically it's just holding schools accountable to addressing grief and addressing the bereavement period. I Zoomed with a really cool gal from New York actually the other week, and so what this initiative is that they will come and make a presentation to the schools, and basically the schools have to apply to become accredited with the intentions that the school will be proactive in, spreading communication and awareness about children's grief and bereavement. If each school, which the way I understood it is if the high school had 5 representatives, if the Pocahontas Elementary had 5 representatives, whatever school can get 5 representatives to this presentation, they will get a $500 grant for resources on bereavement and grief. And so I really am motivated to try to get as many school districts possible to take advantage of this presentation that this gal is willing to do, with the help from everybody. And I had a good conversation with Andrea, and I don't know if it'd be an opportunity for us to maybe, as a school, to host something like this. I want that to happen, but we would have to probably figure out if that's a possibility. I want and hope that we can figure out and create a bereavement policy that can be put in the student handbooks, because every single school that I researched doesn't have a bereavement policy. I searched high and low online to try to find a template to present. And like I said to Andrea, there's no template. I found one from the UK. It's in there. And so we would have to work on that and figure out what that would look like. I know that it would be hard to have a step-by-step plan because everybody is unique, and it would have to be, kind of vague, but just something that can be looked at to address the situation with the families, which I know you have a lot of ideas, and I'm excited about that. Mr. Boley, I want to give props to, because you lit this fire and you've been great. And then I just want to try really hard to try to get professional development hours dedicated to children's grief for the school yearly, not just this year, but every year, because I just think that it's really hard. Oh, sorry.
It's hard. You're doing great.
I just think that what we don't know, we can't, express in words, and the only way that we're going to get better at it is if we attack it with education and open communication, which I've been trying to implement with the approval of these guys. I have gone into the schools, which has been a really good experience. I hate going into the schools and expecting kids to cry, but I guess that's my mission, is to let them know that they can let those feelings out. So last Friday, I was able to go to the elementary school and talk to all of the classes and read them a book, and they were so receptive. There was a lot of tears and a lot of communication and a lot of stories that the kids wanted to share. I had to shut them down because it was hands were raising all over the place. They just wanted to talk. And so I was glad to give them that opportunity. The first full part of this whole packet is about professional development opportunities. I found templates of letters that could be sent to families in the moments after, because I know talking is so hard and you don't know what to say, but to even open up the conversation could simply be a letter. Amanda the Panda is something that is offered where they can come into the schools and talk for professional development. This whole part here is about the New York Life's Grief Sensitive Schools Initiative. It explains what it's for, what it can do to help. I guess this is my actual personal mission, is to try to get this presentation out to schools. And then there's reports that they come up with, child bereavement estimations that tell you statistics about the state of Iowa and where it sits. Statistics are so hard because they are in your face, but the one that sticks out to me is bereaved youth are 175% more likely to develop substance abuse disorders. 1 in 4 youth that commit suicide were bereaved. Like, we can't ignore it. There's grants in here that I am gonna look hardcore into to see if we can maybe get some grants that will help us with resources. And then, what I've been working mostly hard on right now, which I don't know, I think is it ironic? Is it God telling us something? But after we had this conversation as far as the email string that went from Andrea and Mr. Boley, I started doing my research, and I don't know what that was, like the end of October, and November 20th is Children's Grief Awareness Day. I was like, well, I think that's a sign I'm supposed to do something about this. And so I've been hitting that hard. There's gonna be an ad in the paper, compliments of the hospital again. They're really being supportive, just to raise awareness throughout the community. If we're able to get this presentation established and going, I hope and want support to maybe encourage this community to come in and listen to these presentations. And daycare staff, I mean, it's endless what we can have presented and who we can present it to. So I think that might be it. Am I doing okay on time? I want your thoughts because I really want to make a change. What motivated me and what prompted the email was just a couple of things that in my personal experience with Cameron were just things that can be improved, just communication and help. And I know with Mr. Boley's suggestions, like even a break card during school, I know I was really worked up at the beginning of all of this about Cameron missing too many days of school with the new law. And she had to, I mean, there was therapy and estate planning and just too much stuff that she had to be involved in. And of course, mental health days, there was days that she had to step away. And just the simple thing of having a break card where she could just hand the teacher a card and there was no questions asked and she could leave the room instead of me calling her out for a mental health day, which made her miss days of school. Just little things like that I think we could improve on that would help the well-being of all of these kids that are having to suffer through this. So, yeah. Do you have anything you want to add?
No, we've spent some time talking. When Miss Allen sent an email, I called her right away. Couldn't really put my thoughts into an email, and so we talked for a little bit about.
Mind you, on a Friday at like 5:30.
So we talked a little bit about just experiences with this, and there are some things that are very good that you look at it two different ways. It's maybe it's good that we haven't had a lot of experience in this community with loss of students, of staff members, of parents, guardians, when you're in the building. And I happen to have a lot of experience with it, unfortunately, and every situation has impacted me extremely differently. And you want to make sure that you provide support to the students, the family. I've worked with somebody who was a staff member. She was the cook at the middle school, and her son took his life, and going to see her, to talk to her was really challenging. You don't forget those conversations. And so, in a larger district where you've had more of that experience, your counselor does groups, sessions, but everybody has to be aware. And so that happens by having some professional development. It's not a topic a lot of people like to talk about, loss, death, suicide, estate planning. These are kids, we want to keep them young. However, they're faced with some adult things, and what can we do to help them make it through, just by supporting. And maybe they'll need nothing, and maybe they'll need something later on. And it's cultural. I just came from a district where Native American, the Native American people mourn a different way. The students are not allowed to show emotions at the funerals because of their beliefs. And so about 3 to 5 days later, you'll see a student just break down after going through something. And you have to be cognizant of that and provide them support. And I learned a lot at my last position. The staff was very helpful in teaching me a lot of different things, but it's something you have to talk about. You have to support. It just is, and it takes everybody. Because it could be a cook, it could be a janitor, it could be a teacher, para associate, just making a difference.
My dad died when I was 9, and it was hard, and hard for school and hard for kids to understand. And when we did the banquet for volleyball for the parents, and I thought, oh, there's been a lot in one class. There was 3 parents in one class, and
3 parents and the 8 students that stood up for senior night.
in the
3 out of 8. Yeah.
And so that really struck home, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm just sorry we didn't do this while those seniors were still in our room.
That's why I'm standing here. As hard as it is, I feel like going forward, we can make it different, and I know we can. And so I'm excited to change it. So.
We're limited because of public comment and the way that works. And what we need to do going forward, and we will, this is what anybody who comes to speak public comment, it's the same commitment. We can't really, it's not on the agenda for a vote or a discussion tonight, but we heard you. And what you're going to see in our actions going forward is that we heard you.
Thank you. That's what I wanted.
Thank you, Amanda.
All right, take your folders home and read it.
It's great stuff. Thank you for putting all this.
Thanks, Amanda.
Yes.
All right, so we'll move on into the business agenda. First is HVAC and preventative maintenance. HVAC, we have a presentation from Jester Insurance and Mr. Grimm.
And we're gonna get him on the phone right now. This was something that was tabled from 2 meetings ago. Last meeting, we had it scheduled for a Zoom and we didn't connect. And so now we are going to have him on the line to talk about the HVAC and the HVAC preventative maintenance.
Nolan, you're on speaker.
Hello.
Can you guys hear him? Kind of, sort of.
Is it up loud?
It's as loud as it can go. I think.
I don't know.
Nolan, can you hear us?
Sure can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you might want to talk a little bit louder, Nolan.
How about this?
That's better.
That's better.
Yeah, much better.
Okay. I'm gonna be screaming here in the school. You're gonna hear me all the way from Pocahontas down to Des Moines.
I hope so.
Right. 2 months ago, when we looked at this, we had some questions, in particular on that agreement about some things that appeared to be excluded. I don't think we have that contract in front of us tonight. Do we have that?
Some of those same papers, it's a handout.
No, we don't have the contract in front of you, but what he did give you was a handout that I printed as far as goes into a little more detail. Nolan, correct me if I'm wrong about the exclusions and what's covered and what's not.
Yeah, so what I did is provide you guys 2 additional documents. One was the environmental controls coverage. Do you guys have that there tonight?
Yes.
Okay. And the second document is the general exclusion page for all exclusions in the policy. From what I was gathering from Karen and Robert, you guys had some questions about the HVAC, because that's what we're talking about. That's the quote that we offer the district to add all the HVAC coverages and HVAC preventative maintenance. And it sounds like you guys had some questions regarding, walking us through what's covered, what's not covered. Is that fair to say?
Yes, that's
Yes.
exactly what it was.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any specific questions, or do you just want me to kind of walk through the HVAC coverage?
I think walking through the coverage would be a good idea. This 2-page document that you give us here is a much better definition than what was in the original contract we looked at, which basically made it look like we were buying HVAC insurance that wouldn't cover HVAC. If I'm being smart ass, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
Well, so this form here will help you a lot. So where this coverage came from is we continue to expand this program for Iowa schools and add more benefit. The biggest gap that we had was HVAC. So essentially, to give you a little history, how this coverage came available to Iowa schools was multiple school people like Karen and Robert said, hey, we have a lot of expenditures in HVAC. Is there any way specialty underwriters can include this HVAC, the electrical electronic components, to operate the district HVAC systems? Well, it took us a couple of years, and we talked to many vendors on what they would and wouldn't cover in terms of like if they would ever put an agreement in place. And so what you're looking at today is for that environmental control coverage. And then it says coverage is only intended for electrical type equipment. It may include and list out actuators, bearings, circuit boards, compressors. Is that sheet in front of you guys right now?
Yes.
yes.
Yes. So those two columns there, those are all the electrical electronic components that we will be covering for the district. The big things there would be your compressors, your pumps, your motors, your switchers, your thermostats, your sensors, the different types of fans and controllers. So I don't know who said that. That was a board member or Robert, but yes, there is quite a few stuff that we do cover for HVAC coverage. And remember, this policy will reimburse the labor for a vendor to do the work or a Pocahontas employee, or if they have to order any of these parts or components. Those are two things that would be reimbursable, okay? In addition to the repair side, this will also cover preventative maintenance as well. So.
And Nolan,
Yep.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think that's where the concern came in, is that at the bottom of it, it says that exclusions include but are not limited to, the last thing said preventative maintenance. I think it needs to be explained that this is for replacement, but then we're also getting preventative maintenance coverage as well. Because the next sentence under that is maybe added to the environmental controls coverage. Please contact your local agent or Jester Insurance. So I think that was causing some confusion as well, is that it said that an exclusion would be preventative maintenance, and we wanted preventative maintenance.
And I would be, if I'm sitting in your guys' shoes, I'd be confused as well, because I just contradicted what I said. That is incorrect. When we first started this coverage, Robert, districts would have the HVAC repair side, and then they could add preventative maintenance.
Okay.
Well, the last couple of years, we've automatically included, when you get an HVAC quote, you automatically get an HVAC preventative maintenance coverage included into that quote.
Okay.
So our quote for Pocahontas to add the HVAC repairs for all your buildings plus preventative maintenance is that 49,996 number. So yes, preventative maintenance is covered.
Okay.
So it sounds like the district has mostly the repairs coming from a vendor. Is that fair to say?
Yes and no. I think that we're working on doing some of the things to do preventative maintenance, because we're watching the vendors come in. So we are kind of receiving some, I don't want to say training, but we're receiving some experience by watching and observing so that we can take over some of those repairs or that maintenance.
And that's fantastic. And for the board to know, from this insurance policy standpoint, we do not care if the vendor does the work or the school employee. If the school employee buys a sensor and takes an hour, 2 hours to replace a sensor, the policy will reimburse the district for their time, plus the cost of the sensor. And again, like we've always talked about, the benefit of that is that's coming back to the district again into your general fund. And so that's what we're trying to do here ultimately, is you got a lot of high valued equipment HVAC that breaks down throughout the year. We are saving the general fund dollars by transferring that exposure to the management fund under this insurance policy. By far, the average cost per claim for HVAC is extremely higher than the rest of our policy. You know, when we talk about copiers or computers or water drinking fountains, right? Or projectors. HVAC is a lot more volatile, so that's why so many districts across the state have taken advantage of adding this coverage to their current policy.
Well, thank you for the clarification. Does anybody else have any other questions?
No, that clarified what.
I think that clears up a lot, Nolan. So, this is Boley. Thank you very much. I will give you a call or send you an email in the morning, but I don't think anybody else has any other questions.
Okay, sounds good. Enjoy your guys' night.
Thanks,
All right.
Nolan.
Thanks, Nolan.
Yep, bye-bye.
Before I open it up for discussion, do we have a motion? I should note that also in your packet is the recommendation from Mr. Boley and Mrs. Halder on this insurance. So before I open it up for discussion, do we have a motion on the HVAC and preventative maintenance HVAC insurance?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, so a motion by Sarah, seconded by Dina to approve the HVAC and preventative maintenance insurance. Does anyone wish to speak against or have any questions?
What's the cost?
Total contract's $50,493.
You said 50,000?
Yeah.
$50,493.
Which is down from the 90,000 number that we got earlier.
That's what I'm saying, it was half. of what we
Yes,
had earlier.
yes, because it didn't make it, yes.
So it paid to wait.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. Kind of my, right now, sorry.
Other questions?
That would be an annual expense then, the 50,000.
Yes.
Dennis, he said it would move it from what fund to what fund? Move it from general to general.
The general fund, the reimbursement we would get would go into the general fund.
So this is gonna be
I
a
want-
management fund
Right.
cost.
Oh, management.
But the labor, if one of our employees did the labor work, they reimburse us for that. Those labor dollars come back into our general fund is what he was saying.
Okay.
Other questions before I call for the vote?
What do you think, Chris?
I'm good with it.
I guess one thing we should ask them is there a limit on how many hours? I mean, if one of our employees is doing it and it takes them 10 hours, but a professional HVAC person takes 5, will we get paid the 10?
Probably get paid less than the professional guys do.
I think you'll get paid your actual costs because we talked
Yeah.
about that.
Okay, okay.
I don't think they're gonna go through, it's not gonna be like a mechanic where they'll say, we're gonna put in a new head gasket. It says in the book it's 8.6 hours and you get charged that whether it takes them 12 hours or 5 hours.
Mhm.
I don't think there are industry standards like that for the repairs.
If our guys get $25 an hour, that's what they're gonna pay us.
Right.
Reimburse us back, right?
Okay.
Because the other guys are not getting, they're getting substantially more.
$150 an hour.
Right.
And this was to reduce the cost of having to put in a new HVAC right away. Our maintenance costs existed, and that's, we also had school interferences over those for lost days too. Okay, anything else? Okay, it was Sarah and Dina. Okay, so a motion by Sarah, seconded by Dina. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have the PAC-SD LAU plan.
Allow plan. And this is just something that is reviewed and revised every year. It's how we serve our English language learners.
And there's weighted dollars for English language learners, right?
Those, can you answer that? Are there?
In the
Yes.
additional funding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've seen an ELL line.
Yeah, only for like up to like 5 years, like 4 or 5 years. It's not.
Per student. Okay.
Any major changes in the 2025 revision?
I would say the major changes is that we are consistent in our language. As you know, that is kind of one of my pet peeves when I read through something. We remain consistent in our terminology and how we did it. So thank you to Ms. Benson for taking all of my edits and
It wasn't a big deal, it was just a quick accept them all, so.
I had a question on page 7 of it. In D, it says the district will provide an interest survey to all ELs and parents in their native language. How do we do that? How do we get in their native language? That's
Most of our native languages is Spanish.
Spanish. Okay,
Yes.
that's helpful. Yeah. That's helpful.
Said most of, do we have any others?
We did, our other language was Chuukese. But, yeah, we had a handful of those students, but majority of it is Spanish.
Sounds like, wow, that's quite an undertaking.
And there isn't a translation, there is not any translation for Chuukese though, so. But most of our families that would speak that are also English speaking, so.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Chris, seconded by Sheree to approve the WOW plan. Before I call for a vote, does anyone wish to speak against or have any questions? We'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Karen, is it a concern that I took that vote with one of the directors out of the room?
I just noted that she was definitely.
Thank you. Okay, next is discuss approve public sale of computer devices.
This is similar to the sale that we had this summer. Mr. Trimble still has a lot of inventory. He just thought that with the holidays coming, this may make more sense to get rid of some more of our devices that we're no longer using. So.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Sheree, seconded by Dina. Before I call for the vote, does anybody have any questions or wish to speak against the computer sale? All right, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have a PAC cheer fundraiser and a PAC student council fundraiser.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Chris, seconded by Sheree to approve the fundraiser. Approve the PAC cheer fundraiser and the PAC student council fundraiser. Before I call for a vote, anyone wish to speak against or have any questions?
It sounds like a pretty good idea. I kind of want to go to this.
I kind of do too.
Puzzle.
Puzzle Pop and pizza.
I thought that one time you had voted about not using,
Sounds
Sundays.
fun.
Wednesday evenings after 6:30 and Sundays for school. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was my only. I think there's a clause that by the school board, they can make an exception. I think that's what we had determined in our policy, but I didn't catch that Sunday.
Do you have that policy in front of you, Karen? We can vote into that by exception. Yes, Wednesday evenings and Sundays are reserved from school activities, but can be waived by approval. And this is Sunday evening, so it's definitely not interfering with church. But we did want to leave Sundays to church and family time.
I did not catch that. I didn't catch that. That was.
I didn't either. Okay. Yeah, that looks like fun. I think it looks like fun too. Just to make sure we're following our policies as well.
Sundays use of school district buildings and sites. Generally, the school district buildings and sites will not be used for student activities on Sundays. It shall be within the discretion of the superintendent to allow these activities on Sunday. 905.4.
So we've given Mr. Boley discretion on that.
I think it would be fine.
All right. Any other questions before I call for the vote? All right, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign.
I'm gonna say nay, just because it's Sunday, sorry. We just had this discussion yesterday at our church, and I stood up and said that our church, or our school didn't have activities on Sunday or Wednesday night, so.
Motion carries. Next, we have the agreement with Northwestern College. This will allow Northwestern College students to complete early field experiences, pre-student teaching clinicals, internships, and/or student teaching with the district.
It's another way to get more students or potential teachers in the district.
First look.
Good recruiting.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
A motion by Sheree, seconded by Jeff, to approve the agreement with Northwestern College. Before I call for the vote, anyone have any other questions or wish to speak against the motion? Okay, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we will discuss approve the review of the following board policies. I'd like to take these in two groups. As listed out individually from 200 through 219. With the wording of this, Chris, we want to review them all as one group and look at waiving the second reading and approving them tonight. Those policies have no major changes. We'll look at the next three after that.
These, the policies that are listed in the first group have no edits made. The only thing that we are doing is just simply reviewing them. We're not revising, we're not editing. The only thing that you see with your 200 series is this is how it originally looked online, and it drives me crazy because I don't like that. And so I just edit it so it looks a little cleaner. Okay, that's my ism, so I apologize for that.
Rob, can I say something right quick?
Go ahead.
Assembly will be taking these over too. Once we get Assembly up and running, then they're gonna take over the policies, and then it will completely probably change the format of the website for Assembly. So that's been started at the beginning of the month, so this will be, your new look will be temporary.
Well, that's fine. I can't stand how it looks now. It drives me crazy.
Motion.
Yeah, so
I'll move to approve policies 200 through 219 and waive the second reading, put them on final reading right now.
I second.
all right, we have a motion by Chris, seconded by Sarah, to approve policies 200 through 219 and waive the second reading. So, before I call for a vote, do we have any questions or anyone who wishes to speak against the motion?
Very exciting reading.
All right,
Thanks for clearing that all up.
all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, so next we have
There are three
new one.
policies. Two policies are new. 210.9 consent agenda. It's a practice that I think that we use, but we just didn't have it in policy. So I did some research to make sure that we had it in policy. So this would be something that would be a first reading, unless of course you waive that. But if you wanted to read through that, that is just the language from the Iowa School Board Association as that policy.
Did you put those at the very end?
Now I put them, there should be
Oh, the
another
new
line.
one, basically.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Anyone have trouble finding it?
That's because they're front and back, I
Flip
think.
all the way past 219 to get the memo. There we go.
You want to take it separate, Tony?
Yeah, since they're new, let's just take them separately. So 210.9, consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve and waive the second reading on it.
I'll second.
I got Dina first, so, have a motion by Chris, seconded by Dina, to approve policy 210.9 and waive the second reading. Okay, before I call for a vote, does anybody have any questions on 210.9 consent agenda? Does appear to follow what our practices have been. This just documents and gets that properly in policy. Appreciate that, Rob. Any other comments on 210.9? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
The next two policies are they're written down as 213. One has just been updated one was revised and updated on 12/13 of 2021, and the other one was approved on 1/10 of 2022. So I don't know why they're both listed. One is listed as 213 and one is listed as 213 parentheses 1. Which is not correct. I mean, it should be 0.1 if it's something different. So it's just public participation in board meetings. So it looks like the 213 parentheses 1 was the latest one that was approved. I just need to know which one you would like to adopt as your policy, because they're.
I think what happened is this is the statement that we wrote as a new board for our public, at the beginning of our packets, our public comment
Participation in board meetings, yeah.
statement that there was much different. And so that was rewritten, although I don't think it conflicts at all with the policy 213.1. So I think we leave that policy
213.1 is something different. 213 parentheses 1.
Yes, the parentheses one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything in one conflicts with the other. This
no,
was
but-
only intended to be our.
The two sides of that, we did vote and replace that second side, that is the
Parentheses.
comments to us. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the revised letter that we did.
the parentheses one or the original one?
The parentheses one was the one that we had. It was aligned to the letter that we wrote and handed out to the meetings.
Is that what's on the front of our packet?
It is what's on the front.
Oh, you're right, because we changed this is what we changed first. And then when it came up for revision in the board 2 years ago, we were like, hang on, it doesn't match up.
Right.
And so then we changed, so this is nothing. And
There's an obsoleted one that's still in there.
So we can remove
213.
213 and make 213 parentheses 1, 213.
Yeah.
It is 213, yes. Okay, and then the real 213.1 should be the public complaints.
And we did not have
And
that.
that, and we did not have that, right, and so this is where, this is the real motion tonight, so the 213 already exists, we'd already clarified one of them, this is the correct version of that. 213.1 didn't exist, I need a motion for 213.1.
Are we mid-motion of 213? Since
We didn't actually have a motion on that, we had a discussion through it, I
Do we
guess.
need a motion?
We haven't had a
First
motion.
reading.
Yeah,
Well, you're just telling me which one you want to get rid of, because you've already done it, they're in policy.
Okay.
yeah, I think that one we've already voted on, and it's done, so.
So 213 parentheses is the new.
We do need a motion to add 213.
I move that we add 213.1. Do we need
We
to
have a second?
You
I'm gonna
You
think
waive
about
the
it.
second reading?
waive the second reading? Yes, that's what I was trying to figure out how to say.
Thank you.
I was looking at Chris. Chris, help me here.
And that's why you get rid of that.
Thank you.
So I need a second.
I'll second.
All right, so I have a motion by Sheree to add policy 213.1 and waive the second reading, seconded by Dina. Do we have any questions or anyone who wishes to speak against that motion before I call for the vote?
Tony, can I get some clarification?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you keeping 213 as is?
So keeping two parentheses, 213 is 213 parentheses 1.
1, so then what is 213.1?
13.1 is
Public
Public
complaints.
complaint.
That's a different policy altogether.
Okay, so
There
we're
were just two
removing the
policies that
one,
were in there for whatever reason.
just make sure I get my notes right, we're removing the 213 parentheses one will now become 213. and we're
Correct.
adding- Okay.
Yes. It's very challenging. Trust me, I was reading through these.
I appreciate you going through this and things.
Yes.
It's very interesting.
Glad I don't have to.
So as far as this 213.1 goes, I want to play devil's advocate for a second. Sorry, board exercise in the middle of the meeting, but, is there any situation where this doesn't work? So this is for the public. Is this how our students, we have a different one for our students, right? If I was a student and I had an issue, I would have a different,
Student complaints, I do think there's a different policy in the,
That
So
would
this
be in the
would be-
500s. All the stuff dealing with students is in the 500s.
so this particular policy is, Joe Schmo off the street as a complaint. Okay.
there's separate ones for employees
And how
and for students. This is public.
Is it okay?
I just feel like there's always an exception and there's no ways for exceptions. It's always, I don't know. I was not like, is the person supposed to go to the person who sexually harassed them, right? Yeah, I don't mean to play devil's advocate, but we have a policy that has no exceptions and there's always gonna be an exception. So I wanna play it through because I don't wanna vote for a policy and then have that bite me in the butt later.
Well, this is just talking about what your reaction would be as a board member. You have the discretion to address, it's your discretion. That last sentence,
The last sentence, if the board does not.
the first sentence in the last paragraph. It's talking about what your discretion, it's about you, it's not about me
Okay.
complaining as a public person.
Oh, it provides like an
It provides
outline for
guidance
the
for what
board
you
to,
need to
okay.
do, correct. All 200s deal with the board.
And this is a written public complaint as opposed to them coming to speak to us as a public board meeting.
I just needed some clarification at what
Nope,
point
you're
it should be. Yeah, no, it's good.
All right, so I'll call for the vote. We have a motion by Sheree, seconded by Dina, to approve policy 213.1 and waive the second reading. All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Pleasure.
All right, next, we have personnel, resignations, termination, T. Bruns grounds. We have a motion?
I'll move to approve the depreciation from district.
A second.
All right, we have a motion from Chris, seconded by Jeff, to approve termination of T. Bruns grounds. Any questions? Anyone wish to speak against the motion before I call for the vote? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have contracts. Ben Olson, Assistant High School Boys Basketball Coach. Kirk Wheelander, Volunteer. Assistant High School Boys Basketball Coach. Matt Saunders, Assistant High School Girls Track and Field Coach. Stacy Shellhammer, Interact Club Co-Sponsor. Oh boy. Dayanara, thank you. Dayanara Cates, Interact Club Co-Sponsor. So do we have a motion on those 5 contracts?
I'll motion to approve the 5 contracts.
Second.
A motion by Dina, seconded by Sarah to approve all 5 contracts. Before I call for the vote, anyone have any questions or wish to speak against? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have open enrollment. We have open enrollment A, out JK, B, out JT, and C, out EB.
I'll move to approve.
You want all 3 together?
Yes.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Sarah, seconded by Chris, to approve all three open enrollment outs, A, B, and C. Before I call for the vote, does anyone have any questions or wish to speak against? All right, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have superintendent's update.
Just wanted to just touch base on a couple things. One would be the PAC Foundation. Has anybody given any consideration to serving on that? I know that Mr. Kearns, not you,
Right.
the other Mr. Kearns or another Mr. Kearns, who's serves as the president of the PAC Foundation, has been seeking members. And so if anybody is interested, it would be great. I don't believe I can serve on the board for the foundation, so if.
Can board members,
I believe so, yes.
we could, or our spouses could, or anybody watching publicly could?
Anybody out there watching, if you're interested in being on the PAC Foundation, anybody in the room who's interested, please let me know and I will send you the information on who to contact.
PAC
I'll even drive you
Foundation
there.
is a 501c3 charity that allows them to do some fundraising things that the school cannot do as a government entity. It's a great thing to help our students. They do things that help with electronics, with, I think they've helped with playground equipment. We're looking at some of that for daycare. They can help us with things that the school cannot do directly. Please, if there's anyone out there who's watching who has an interest, reach out to Mr. Boley. He'll connect you with the PAC Foundation. Anyone on the board, we can apply as well.
The second thing is how about some traveling board meetings. It's something that we talked about, just different districts, different cities.
It's like a dirty word. You're not supposed to have traveling board meetings.
But not like that, an official meeting.
Board meetings in alternate
Yes,
locations.
There we
in
go.
different communities. I'm sorry, I worded that poorly.
When I read it
Yes,
at
Ms.
first, I
Christians
thought,
is gonna
uh-oh, what
remember
did we
this
do
one.
wrong?
She's finally got
It's
something on me. The traveling board, the board meeting, having a regular meeting in a different location.
I love it.
Would you like me to set those up? Would you like, I mean, I can discuss with Pomeroy, Rolfe, Palmer, Plover. I'm like Plover, I say it wrong with a Plover. And then Havelock.
In Lorenz. We
And
technically
Lorenz.
should.
So if we want to go to those different
Shared
places,
at
let
high
me know.
school.
We can have a group.
Oh, yeah, yes, but we can't have one of ours in there. Okay, so we already have a shared one with them. You're right. We have a group
Because
one.
it's a sharing agreement.
Right,
Okay.
sharing agreement. Okay, yes.
So if we want to look at our communities and we want to host a meeting there, please let me know and I can work on that. I know that we're already spoken for. We have a joint meeting next week, or our next in December with Lorenz Marathon coming here.
Do we know what date that is?
It is December 8th.
I don't think anyone, and please forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn, has a burning desire to facilitate that more than you.
Okay. If I'll send something in my weekly update then about different locations proposed.
Yeah, we'd love to meet in the other communities. It would be good for us to be there and have their community members come and interact.
Yeah.
We'd ask whichever city that you're working with to make sure that they have a space for us, that they would have Wi-Fi so that we can stream, that we'd be able to connect.
Okay. And then the last thing really on my update would be the November SWAT update. And I have included that for you, just to review some of the indicators that we're working towards our goals. The CTE connectors, there's a little definition there for you about what a connector, a concentrator, and a completer would mean. And so you can see that. That's one of the things that the state is looking at. And so you can see that we have a lot of concentrators and we're working on completers. It's going to be tough in culinary arts right now because this is the first year Miss Mask has brought it back. So it's coming. So I think we're off to a good start. The next thing about individuals receiving scholarships for the athletic programs through the PAC Scholarship Fund. We've had 14 individuals who've been able to receive some kind of sponsorship, scholarship to attend camps, clinics, do some workouts, so that's something good. Our open enrollment data, what percentage of our student body is open enrolled in? We have 38 students who open enroll in, so roughly just under 6% of our student body is open enrolled in. The district line item budget, that was something that was in the packet at the beginning that you looked at. This is something that to me is amazing for the elementary. When we look at a reduction in major behavioral incidents, these are measuring the same point in time. So I want you to know that we're not comparing the whole year to the first quarter. These are the same point in time for each of the numbers. So far, the elementary has 1 student with a major behavioral incident compared to 6 at the same time last year. On the high school, I always like to highlight the positive. Although there have been 13 suspensions or major behavioral incidents, it's only been 11 students. This time last year, it was 12 students. So it is a decrease by 1 student. It's not exactly where we want to be with 20%, but we are making gains in the right direction based on where we were this time last year. And the attendance data, again, this is as a point in time, first quarter. You can see the numbers where we are this year compared to last year. The significant improvement in the RLC. Everybody else's numbers, the high school is slightly up. So that might be half a student or something like that. Or we just have different numbers. So our percentages are practically the same. So we are seeing some improvements.
The attendance data.
What's that?
So RLC, I would consider some of those kids some of our more at-risk children. They went from 10.9, 11% to 7.7.
Yeah, 30% improvement in theirs.
Yes, there's a huge improvement there.
Yeah.
There's 10% or so improvement in preschool, elementary, and in high school is like 0.05% in the wrong direction, but a fraction.
We're holding, and we had huge improvements last year, and then we're holding steady or improving, I like it.
So we are off to a good start. First quarter's in the books. So we just need to keep continuing to build on the progress that we're making. I don't think there's any updates from the committees. I think you all have received a copy of the draft of the superintendent job description that I sent. I tried to integrate, excuse me, our strategic plan. And so you saw the format. That is the format that we're going to use. That was the committee's recommendation. If you have any feedback, please let me know so I can start revising. I would like to have some drafts to the committee of other.
The early retirement B, it's done. So when they were done and it was adopted by the board, the way that particular committee was set up, it's done. It no longer
was ad
exists.
hoc and it's
Yeah.
no longer exists. Yep.
It'll just need to reconvene for the next year because that policy has to be done every year.
You did make it, yeah. We made it an annual policy.
I think the
We'll
board
cover
can
that next-
review, can't they? It
At
doesn't have
the-
to be a whole, it doesn't have to be a separate committee to
We're not gonna
review.
rewrite it.
Right. It just needs to be a board review.
We'd have a choice, and next month we'll have our organizational meeting where we'll discuss the committees at that meeting and we can decide how to reassign that.
Facilities we are still waiting for de novos.
I'm just waiting for them to come back. It should be in December is what they said.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And then that reminds me, if you're going to the convention next week, you have been invited to de novo. They have a gathering on Wednesday night. They are serving dinner. So if you're interested in going, let me know.
It was like dinner and escape room that they were.
Dinner escape room or something like that.
I know.
Yeah. I'll go.
I'll be down
Yeah.
Just need to know where I'm going.
Okay, I'll let you know. So second half, yep, East
Wednesday
Third, East Third Avenue. So I
Street
would
turned
have-
on Wednesday night. She's gonna go to the,
Oh, yeah.
There's the address
Yeah.
on the
yes.
bottom.
I think I had that, that's right.
What's that?
Wednesday night is usually our night as a board. So if the board wants to go to this, we could always do like we always have in the past, take one vehicle and,
Okay.
you know, we can just plan it that way if that's what everybody wants to do. Like
Who's
we've
all
done
gonna be
last
there
year.
Wednesday night?
Really?
are you going, Jeff?
Wednesday night?
To this?
No, be
Here, the
at
IASB
convention Wednesday
convention.
night. That would be our night they'll have dinner together, so I was just gonna see who all was gonna be there and have us decide right now, do we wanna do this? Or just eat by the hotel again?
Oh,
I would rather do that.
I'd rather do this.
I'd rather do this too, and it doesn't cost the school a dime. It's all
Right,
under
exactly.
that.
I just think we should do this.
Then we'll just plan for that.
Yes.
That way, then I'll make sure I have a vehicle available for all of us to go.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Karen.
Karen.
Thrifty and fun.
All right, discuss board takeaways. Turn to the table where we at this month.
I'll go first. I'll do voluntary. I was excited about the FFA convention, their report. I think it's great that we support our local FFA. And I'm always excited when they remember that it came from Rolfe, because Pokey didn't have a FFA. So that's why it's Pilot Creek that came from Rolfe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was good to hear that report, and the girls were nervous, but I thought they did a great job.
Yeah, lots of good stuff. Congratulations to all of the football boys and Elena for that. And I like the staff of the moment. I think that's a great thing to incorporate. And I think it's great and I like that a lot. And congratulations to the teachers that got that.
I'm with Jeff. I like the FFA presentation from those kids. That hits close to home for me, so
Yeah.
I've actually toured that dairy, been to it. The owner of it's one of my customers, so.
They were excited. It was fun to see them. I'm gonna echo Dina. I thought that the staff of the moment, we had 4 people. What I really liked about that was each of those folks were nominated by multiple peers and recognized for what they're doing. I know we can't really talk about public comment, but I thought it took a lot of courage for Amanda Ann to come in and she put together a great packet for us.
That was mine. I just remember sitting at the volleyball, and just, it kind of hit hard how many children in that class were affected by grief. And I thought in the moment, like, I wish we could do something, but I don't know what. So God kind of works through mysterious ways.
Well, you guys picked mine as well, but I also want to say the elementary book drive and all the community supporting that with such a large number of books and a lot of them. It's fantastic. Maddie and Dakota did a great job. And I too want to say with Amanda Allen, I really appreciate what she did. Her bravery and what she has to say is very valuable.
All right, next regular board meeting is December 8th at 7 PM. That will be a joint meeting with Lorenz Marathon.
We'll be ready.
Being that's the organizational
Oh, we usually do
meeting,
that one in the
Yeah, I
cafeteria
was
because
just,
it's so big.
We talked about timing for that one and it being the
They like to be
organizational
earlier.
meeting. Were we gonna do it at 6 instead of 7, I thought?
I wanted to make sure that was okay with you.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
want to
think
change the
that's-
time until I checked in with you guys.
No, I think that's the way to do it. But we usually do that
go ahead.
organizational.
What's the date of the elementary Christmas?
It's the element, like 5th, 6th through 12th, and that's the meal and all of that same night. It's that
yes, it
Monday.
is.
Okay.
Thank you. That's good to know.
I think we've moved off that date before.
We have
Honestly,
to,
we went to a Tuesday before to get out there.
I wouldn't mind going to a Tuesday. Can you ask Lorenz if it would be possible just to have a conflict with the school? The other thing to ask them would be to set up the time so that we could have our organizational meeting first and then meet with them. So like if we're meeting at 6, we wouldn't want them here until 7.
Yeah, probably right.
Okay.
So hang on, is there a basketball game on that Tuesday?
We're gonna do both business first and then.
Right,
There's a
right.
basketball game.
Lincoln, is there a basketball game there?
Yep, basketball, wrestling, bowling.
Home?
Middle school.
Yeah,
Probably be 7:30 tonight.
boys are at home that
So maybe
night.
all business ahead of.
Right.
Boys are at
So
home that
like-
night on Tuesday.
Do you want to see if we can move the December meeting to Lorenz?
That's not, yes, we meet with them twice a year, once here, once there, maybe in this, we leave it on Monday the 8th and go up and stuff.
Okay, so check, okay.
Probably. Now, we have to have our organizational meeting still. So I don't know if we would want to come here, do our organizational meeting and then,
We could do that just in central office.
yep,
Yes.
yeah, we wouldn't have to interfere with stuff going on in here. All right.
So we're keeping it on the 8th now?
Yeah, sorry, we got a big circle there.
I've got
Tuesday had a
some, I've got
bunch
some
of
homework
events.
to do.
Okay, so what we'd like to do, I know they meet at 5 over there, I think. They meet earlier than we do. We have to get together, have whole business meeting, the organizational meeting, and then we could go meet with them. So we need,
Could we do them on a separate night?
we probably could. I mean,
We
we weren't, the organizational meeting wasn't, we thought it'd normally be in November. And yeah, so it's just all getting spread out a little bit. I don't want to push them off, but maybe we could just find a different evening to work.
Nope, I will talk to Mr. Wood. I'll give him a call in the morning.
Worst case scenario, let's make it a January joint thing, just that we have our organizational meeting in December instead of November this year.
So we're going to try and move the
Lorenz
Lorenz
joint
joint
meeting.
meeting.
To
Yeah.
January.
And the 15th might have something, might work too, that next Monday.
We'll see if they could meet with us on the
Yeah.
15th. The 8th, we'll meet at our normal time at 7. And we'll do the whole meeting, organizational meeting.
This is the one that's generally the,
Hang on, say that again, Karen.
Isn't that the day of the Christmas?
It
So
is.
you're gonna conflict with, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yes, and that's just what we were talking through. If we move it to a different day that week, we ran into 3 events on Tuesday and there were
Wednesday's church time, we have a
Right.
prior obligation Thursday.
Well, I've got notes. I will,
What
talk
time does
to,
it play?
I'll talk to,
5, I think it's 5 or 5:30 for 5th and 6th grade through 7 or 7:30 is when high school starts. Because there's like a 30-minute window in between each grade group.
So my other question is, I think that traditionally in December, because we've just met our board, we don't do education in December before, right? We just started again in January because we've met our board award. So we really will be at 7, there will be no board education unless you want extra credit and extra time with Mr. Boogie.
so then, I just want to make sure, because I know that De Novo, their goal was to try to get their report and findings in a presentation in December. And so, let me do some organization and then I'll communicate with you guys about what I can find out and look at dates, because the hard thing is that once we get rolling after, the Thanksgiving holiday, there's gonna be events about every night except Sunday and Wednesday. And
Do we
so,
shoot for a special board meeting?
What do we have on the 15th, Lincoln?
That's what I was just thinking, what about
Why don't we
that?
push it back? Because if we're gonna have the dinner that night and the plays and
I was pulling it down.
I won't be
we're
here.
expanding that, I don't want to cut into it.
December 1st.
What'd you say?
Or December
December
1st.
There's away events, but nothing here.
So some away events on the
Boys and girls
15th.
basketball and wrestling.
Oh, they're away on Monday, they don't, and they're away on Monday.
And the 1st?
December 1,
Yes, sir.
girls wrestling, middle school basketball.
Girls wrestling, middle school basketball.
Is it middle school basketball?
I'd be
Yeah.
better with the 1st. My
I'd be
son will
able to
be
come the
participating on the 15th. so Same for you, yeah.
okay,
If you go with the first, you won't have financials.
That's fine.
It's okay,
And
we'll
you
accept that.
will, it'll probably be short for invoices too. Just
Yeah.
give you a heads up on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really into the month yet. of
Okay.
course.
okay.
Is what it is at that point.
Okay, I'm just letting you guys know.
So
It's
I'll
my
check
time to
December
go through
1st,
it,
if
so
we
I'm
can,
okay with that.
we can move the joint meeting to Monday, December 1st. We'll do our organizational meeting. And then have Lorenz Marathon come over. or do you want to go
Can you
there?
repeat that again?
Looking at moving the board meeting to December 1st, and then having our organizational meeting, and then having Lorenz Marathon come over, come here. We want to keep that, them coming our way. Now, they won't have their board meeting because I think they meet on the 8th as well. So do you want a time that you would like them to be here?
Yes.
Why would we not do our organizational meeting first, and then on the 8th have the board meeting? So then we could do
Because the
financials.
8th is
We're
the
eighth
conflict
is
with
the
all the other
concerts.
events. Yeah, the concerts and the dinner here and that stuff. We're trying to do it all on the 1st, just move the 8th.
I
Just
thought
move everything.
he said we were still doing something on the 8th. So we're gonna move our board meeting to the first.
Moving the
Do
regular
everything.
8th meeting to the 1st.
Yeah.
That there won't be financials, there won't be some things because
Yeah.
we won't have any,
So we're gonna do the organizational and our regular on the
yes.
first.
And so could everybody be here at 5:30 so that we will do the old business meeting first, and then that will close the old board, then we'll have the organizational meeting, new business meeting, and then meet with Lorenz. I don't want to ask them to come over real late. If we met at 5:30, we'd be ready at 7 for Lorenz is what I'm hoping. That timing sound about right, Chris?
I think so.
I might be late, but I'll be here.
So 5:30.
Yeah, I think that should,
I think I can make 5:30.
Lorenz Marathon at 7. Okay.
Everything here or?
Everything here.
I got a really busy schedule.
Do we need to prepare anything? Like, do you want snacks for them or how is that usually done?
Yeah, we
Yes.
did last
Whenever we
time.
go there, they have snacks, yeah.
Yes.
Some snacks. Chicken wings. Okay.
And meats and cheeses.
Chicken wings and Sarah's famous charcuterie
Brisket.
board.
if you said brisket chicken wings, I'd put my name on the ballot again.
You talked about your
That was gonna be a monthly occasion.
I put your name on my ballot.
All
Yeah,
right.
your name was on a couple ballots.
Okay, we have that set. Karen, you got that?
Yeah.
All right.
There's
Okay. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Sarah, seconded by Dina to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
See, we're getting these done soon. What do you think?
Yes, it's wonderful.
Trying.
I was like, could you imagine